Good morning, and how are you? I'm not sure exactly what is happening to white people in England, but the Independent have come out with a report that the most popular names in England or Britain, I'm not sure whether the survey or data was gathered as a whole in Wales, Scotland, Ireland, and England, the United Kingdom, or was it just England, the island of England? I'm not sure how far widespread this survey was carried out or how this data was collected. However, it has been reported that the most popular names or boy's name in Britain, England, is not Prince William, which I find quite astonishing. That here we have a patriotic monarchist country. Allegedly, people claim they love the monarchy. People claim that they love Princess Kate Middleton and Prince William. And indeed, we can't forget the lovely cute, according to LGBT, the lovely cute, Prince George, the baby, little boy, who the LGBT says was a gay icon. You must have watched that video which I made, where the LGBT says Prince George was a gay icon. However, Prince George did not even top 10, nor William even came in top 10. Very interesting, isn't it? Here we have British white people who claim they love the monarchy. And you got these English people hanging on to the old telephone boxes when mobile phones came into fashion, and they were going to get rid of the old English red telephone boxes, and you have the English people hogging onto it, like the hippies hogging onto trees, and don't cut down Mother Nature, we feel the pain. The English people are holding on to the old telephone boxes, damped with rain and winter's frost. Yeah, they were holding on to it because they believed that the English telephone boxes were a part of the extension of the English identity. So they wouldn't let go of the old boxes. They didn't want to move on into the future, into technology. The English can be sentimental about things. But it's interesting, the English wasn't sentimental enough when it came to choosing names. Be prepared for the shock how sentimental English people are. You see, they said the English people, they no longer like roast potatoes. They no longer like roast potatoes and what do you call it, toad in a hole. This beautiful English dish. I'm quite partial. I love English food. I'm an Englishman. I write in English, I swear in English, and I dream in English. That makes me an Englishman. I'm a member of National Trust and English Heritage, so I'm an Englishman. So I like English food. However, I'm more English than the Englishman, and I'm more white than the white man. Can you imagine that riddle? Can you imagine? Look at me. I'm more white than the white Englishman, and I'm more patriotic than the white Englishman. I'm more patriotic. You tell me I'm not patriotic. And the reason being, if I had children, I would give them the names that you're culturalized, the names that you are raised in this country. It's only natural. If I'm in China, and I have children, I'm not going to isolate them. I'm going to give them Chinese names because I'm in Chinese land, Chinese culture. So it's only natural that we're going to give names to what's in occupation at that time. Be prepared for the shock. What's in occupation at that time? The number one name that white people, according to the Independent, notice They're independent. There's no bias. Nobody's bribing them. They're independent. There's no cash for questions. According to the Independent, the most popular names for white people in England is not John, is not William, is not Matthew, but it's Muhammad. Muhammad is the #1 popular name in England for white people. I know that England is being raped at the moment. England is being raped by Muslims, which the media won't cover. They're scared of Muslims, but Muslims are raping white women. But what's interesting is that the psychologists argue that sometimes the victims sympathize with the perpetrator, and the victims end up defending the perpetrator. There's a word for it, a psychological term, where you've been victimized and you end up loving, the evil person. Just like the African slave trade, when black people end up with a Sambo thesis. When the white man was beating the black man would turn around, please, white master, don't, you're hurting yourself. Never mind himself being hurt. He said, don't, master, you're hurting yourself. The Sambo thesis. Well, the white man and the white woman, they're now being raped by this Muslim invasion. And what's happening is they get confused and they're calling their children Muhammad. They're called that you get, it's a shock. You're in a state of shock, post-traumatic stress, political post-traumatic stress, cultural, political post-traumatic stress, cultural genocide. It does strange things to you. Either you resist or you fight, or you end up being ravished and raped and have your children being called Muhammad. And that's what's happening in England. The white people, their brains have been taken over. If you try to talk to a white person, you can't. There's no rationality there. The white man is being so petrified of being non-politically correct. You can't get a sensible conversation out of any white man, apart from talk about football or boxing. Then he will talk for hours, sensible. Talk about politics, about Islam is taking over Britain. Excuse me. Could you please repeat that again? He goes strange. The system has been designed in such a way that the white man now is so petrified of his own shadow, he's conformed. He's become the Muslim bitches. And for the reward of being invaded. According to the Independent, these are not my words. These are not my words. The Independent said this. Now they're calling their children Muhammad. Muhammad. The mug. Your mug. And they're calling their children Muhammad. He told you the state of England. I was only a mere boy. Maybe 10 years old, and I remember when I used to wake up to the church bell ringing on a Sunday morning. It was beautiful when the English had identity, when the English people knew who they were. You went to church on the Sundays, and you did your washing on the Mondays and had fried fish on a Friday. Life had order, and everything made sense. The Englishman would walk with his cane and his bowler hat. The Englishman walked with confidence. I have not seen an English white man walked like a gentleman today. If you study the way the white man walks, he walks with despair and suicidal tendencies. That's why suicide rate is so increased in the white community amongst white men. I don't see white men walk like they used to with their back straight. Not anymore. The white man walks like this. Before you know it, the white man will be having his trousers like the Negro, you know, with his trousers down, showing his crack. The white man has become a savage. He's become a beast. The Muslims have beaten him down, and now the white man is calling his children Muhammad. It's only a short video because I want to make a couple of videos today since I have some time on my hands to kill. So hope you enjoyed this one.